everyone. My name is Naji Salem Ali, a student at Muhammadiyah University, Jakarta. I would like to return to stories. The first story is Chance in Million. So let's starting in this story, or in the first story. The story talk about the weird coincidence happened between two brothers, and the characters was Franz Bosman and Hans Bosman, and the workman and Franz's wife. Franz believed that his brother was died during the World War II. One day, Franz and his wife suggested to walk, and they stopped to talk to a workman. Immediately, Franz's wife noted the workman similar to his wife, and she suggested that maybe could be Franz's lost brother. In the beginning, Franz did not believe that because everyone thought Hans was died during the World War II before 20 years earlier. But Franz's wife still felt curious, and she sent a boy to ask the workman about his name. Surprisingly, the name of the workman was Hans Bosman. It turned out that he is really Hans Bosman. And after that, Hans explained to his brother that he was injured during the World War II, and had taken to the hospital, and the hospital was destroyed. After the hospital was destroyed, he returned back to his family house, but his family house was also being destroyed, and he think that all of his family was died also, and he discussed to another village, and work until he finally reunited with his brother. The moral value of this story: we should never lose hope, because unacceptable things happen in our life or in the real life. This the ending of our story. So let's jump to the second story. Here we again in the second story. Do it yourself. Let me tell you about the characters and the time and the place and the atmosphere first before we starting this story. The time was in the spring season, and the place was in the house, writer, and the garden, and the characters was the writer and the writer wife, and the atmosphere was funny and frustrating. The story talk about the man who liked to repairing things by himself. His lawnmower had been broken since the previous summer. His wife suggested calling a professional repairman, but he refused because he believed he could repair it alone. One Saturday, he brought the machine into the garden and checked it carefully. At the first, he thought that would be very easy. However, after he opening the machine, he found many completed parts. Soon, the lawnmower were lying everywhere in the garden. Later, he discovered that one of the chains inside the machine was broken. So he bought a new one. Unfortunately, he could not resemble the machine correctly. Some pieces some bases remained unused. Some bases remained unused, and the lawnmower still did not work. In the end, he gave up, repair it, and the grass and around his house continued growing until the house looked like it was surrounded by a jungle. And the moral value of this story is sometimes it's better to ask experts or the one who have experience instead of being too confident. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.